Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm not really back. I'm kind of back. I'm not super back. Hold on. Eyelash emergency. Anyway, I am excused if it's kind of dark in here. I'm losing light. It is in actuality probably nearly 7 p.m. and because I'm moving, I mean, and believe me, I'm moving. I've been telling people for ages, like, you may be able to see. Hold on, look at this. My bed has no bedding on it. There's my pillows and stuff. There's a box in the corner over there that I'm not even going to make you see. But like I said, I wanted to film a video for you guys. Oh, my husband came back. He had a car accident today, guys. Somebody runned into him. They runned into him.
I'm broken.
Hey, behave. It's Grayson doing what he does. Alright, so cracking on with the video. Are you going to be in the video? Are you going to go? Grayson! Go! Just being bad. Just being bad. Are you going to be in the video? Or are you going to go do the things you do? I also have to go to the store when I finish this. Ross, but maybe I'm gonna jump in the shower. Go do that.
I don't feel like moving. Somebody just smacked the mess out of me.
Okay, but just go reflect on it in the shower.
Really?
Yes, hurry.
And you want to put this all on camera?
Pat, hurry
How
up.
much you care that I was just
I care, but they were
the mess on
ended
the
you.
freeway.
I asked you if you were okay. You said yes, and now
Yes,
you're just
I know.
milking it. You're just milking it.
Don't do that. That doesn't feel good.
Okay, get up. Go get in the shower. Hurry up. Are you not going with me to the store?
Where you going?
To Ross.
In what?
In the car.
How?
Is it not movable?
Pretty close.
No, it's not. Because you just drove home. Go. You're making my video longer than it has to be. Pat, hurry up, please. Please go. You film a video. Your husband gets rear-ended. Your dog is acting like he's losing his mind. And that is life. That is life. That's my life anyway. So we just keep it moving. But my husband truly is fine. It's not that I don't care. I've already done all of the "are you sure you're okay?" all that stuff before I even filmed this video. He was completely fine. And I know him, so I know when he's hurt. I know when he's just wanting to be babied. And right now, he's probably a little stiff, but it's more so just baby me at this point. And I'll do it later when you guys are watching, and I'll do what I do, which is kiss the boo-boos. That's what I do. Sorry, I'm sweating. You can't tell. I don't know why I'm sweating. My AC is on. It's working wonderfully. And it just kind of started all random, sweat. Anyway, so get back to the video. Ignore the sounds that's happening back over here. I decided to do a story time video for you guys today, slash a wig review. This right here, I'm wearing Boom Kui Kui. That's not really her name. This is my first full lace front, and I believe it's Brazilian straight hair. I'll tell you guys about it more after the story. If you're interested, stay tuned at the end of this video and I will tell you more about Boom Kui Kui. It is October, being that it is the fall season, that I would tell you guys about the time that I almost died in a car accident. And this is not an exaggeration. This is full on. I almost died. So back in 2004, taking it back. I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. Anyway, 2004, I was working for this restaurant in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm telling you, this is not right now because I'm trying to be glamorous. I'm exposing my neck to the air because I'm sweating. It's disgusting, actually. I think what it is I've been taking these vitamins, like a detox for my blood and things like that. And I think one of the ways your body expels toxins from your blood is you sweat. and I think that's what it is because it's gross. Okay, so it's Halloween. I'm working at this restaurant in Fort Worth, Texas called 80. It's not called 80 anymore now. It's called something else, which I won't tell you because it doesn't really matter. But the restaurant is still there. And at this restaurant on Halloween, they expected us to dress up and be all very Halloween-y. This restaurant was a restaurant bar, so it would be a restaurant from 9 a.m. to about 6, and then it would turn into kind of like a bar / live music hangout spot type thing. It was very popular. It was actually like one of the most popular places to go in Fort Worth, Texas. So I was like working at the poppin' spot. Anyway, so Halloween was one of the busiest nights to work there. I was scheduled to work, and we were required to dress in a festive Halloween spirit. Now, my dog is playing with a toy over here and being extremely loud because he is like a 3-year-old human. He does not care about film. He's just like a child. He doesn't care. Anyway, so I come from a very Christian home. I still live in a very Christian home. And we never celebrated Halloween. We would do things like Hallelujah night when I was a kid, and we would take the kids to the church and there would be candy and stuff there, but there would be no scary monsters, nothing like that. We never celebrated Halloween in its Halloween form. So this job is now requesting me to and requiring me to dress up for Halloween, and I had never celebrated Halloween in that sense. Now, I wasn't living for the Lord in this particular time in my life. I was just kind of out there partying. I was still going to church on Sundays because I had a good foundation in my life, but I just was seeing what was out there in the world. I just wanted to know because I was very sheltered growing up. So a friend of mine and I decided to dress up as a bride and groom for Halloween, but not like normal bride and groom, like slutty bride and groom. So she was like a slutty bride, I was a slutty groom, and I wore this like short skirt, high knee-high boots, a corset of some type, a blazer, and a hat. Go to work, had a fantastic time at work. It was a very I don't know how to explain it, because you're all dressed up and because it was a very festive mood. Everybody was dressed up, everybody was a certain character, and you were all hanging out at the same time. That's my husband's phone. Why is it so loud? I don't know. So, fun night. I made a load of money, and at the end of the night, someone invites me, a customer invites me, and I think it was just me. I know they invited some other people, but I don't know if they showed up, to an after party. It's like an after party. So the restaurant closed at about, well, it stopped serving alcohol at like 1, closed at about 2, and I didn't get done until like 3. And this after party was in Arlington, Texas, and that's about 15 to 30 minutes depending on where you go in Arlington. And I was like, you know what, I'll go. Why not? I never go to parties, and it was Halloween. I was already dressed up. I had so much fun at work that night, and I thought, why not? Let's try it out. So now at this time, my daughter was asleep. My mother was watching her, and good sense in me would have been like, go home. You're done with work. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. But the not living for the Lord at the time, sense of me was saying, she's asleep anyway. Your daughter is. You're only going to be out there for an hour, 2 hours. Just go ahead and go. She'll still be asleep when you get back. No harm done. What they don't know can't hurt them. That was what my reasoning side, and that's honestly, that's how the devil always gets you. He gets you to reason what you already know to be right. And he gets you every time. I'm so hot. I'm actually staring at sweat beads. This is gross. I know I have a napkin somewhere. Up. Sorry about that. This is TMI, but y'all, the sweat is real. It is real. Oh my gosh, don't do a detox and then film a video, because you have no control over your sweat. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm glad the sweating is happening, but it's annoying. Okay, so I go to this party, and this party is a hoot. Everybody's dressed up, everybody's having a good time, everybody's drunk, including me. And at this party, someone is passing around some pot. Now, I do not smoke pot. Pot makes me paranoid. Look at what I'm working with, ladies. This is what I come home to every day.
You're welcome.
Go take your shower, stinky man. So, take him as he hasn't bathed, so maybe you can shower him too. Two for one. So, it's getting really dark, so I need to finish this video. Stop interrupting me, sexy man with the farmer tan. He's got a farmer tan going on right now. He's like part pink, part white. All right. So I decide, why not? It's Halloween. Let's smoke some pot. What could it hurt? People are doing it all over the world. So I'll take a couple hits of this joint. Actually, I think it was a, was it a joint? I think it may have been a pipe of some sort. I take a hit of it, and everything is fine. I go out, I'm dancing on the little dance floor, aka the living room, and I remember feeling this, being very aware of a sense of, there was this like spirit in the room. It was very, I don't know how to explain it. It was very dangerous. You felt like you were at the height of life, but at the same time you felt like I'm doing something dangerous. I'm at the edge. And there was a severe lusty spirit. Like, I just saw people grinding all over each other, and you just knew you were no longer in a safe place. I just don't know how to explain it. Stop. 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 Turn it off now. So annoying.
Maybe a little later?
No, just go away. So, if you're married, you know what he's trying to do. Anyway, this boy. So, stop it! Pat! Stop. Pat. I'm gonna throw your phone. Stop it! Stop it! Go away! Go away.
She's my wife.
Go away! Stop! Get out! Oh, you made me hurt my wrist.
I can fix that.
That really, you can't fix my wrist. It popped. I heard it. It really hurts.
Oh.
Anyway, there's a spirit in this place. I knew I was no longer in a safe place. At around about 4 o'clock, I decide I need to go home. And I mainly decided this because I started to get very sleepy. So I jump in the car. I called the one person I knew that would be awake and sober. I had another Christian friend at work. He was a bouncer, and I knew he wasn't going to be out partying unlike I was. And I knew he would be up because he got off work the same time I did. And I call him. His name was Tim, and I say, Tim, I need you to talk to me because I'm so tired. I just need to stay awake. I wonder if I put this light on, if it will help this lighting situation. Nah, sort of helped, sort of didn't. So, those pillows. So I called Tim. Tim's talking to me. I'm driving home, and as I'm driving home, I am trying. You know, he's just trying to keep me awake on the phone. The sun is literally setting right now. There's like no light, no real light. As I'm driving, there is an entrance to the highway. I'm going over like an overpass, so I'm going like over the bridge that goes, it's like going over the bridge and then you go onto the highway. And on this overpass, there's an entrance and an exit on the same side of the road. Whoever thought that up and thought, you know, this would be cool. This is like trendy, different, new. Let's put the exit of the highway and the entrance of the highway on the same side. And the only thing separating these two things is a curb. No one will ever get that confused. So as I'm driving, and I'm unfamiliar with this area in Arlington, I jump on the entrance to the highway, which actually happens to be the exit. How am I able to access the exit of a highway from an entrance standpoint? This is a construction and city problem. I know I wasn't the only one to have made this mistake. I should never have been able to have access to an exit of the highway from an entrance standpoint. No way. Anyway, I'm getting on the highway and I'm going about, now first of all, I want to preface by saying do not drink and drive. I was stupid, dumb. I was 20 years old and thinking out of my nether regions, out of my butthole, because no one should drink and drive. It is dumb. So I get on the highway, but I'm thinking I want to get home before my daughter is awake in the morning and no one will ever know that I partied on Halloween. I get on the highway. I'm going about 30 miles an hour. It's funny how much I can actually remember because I remember it like it was yesterday. And as I'm driving and I'm talking to Tim, I see headlights coming towards me. So I start to slow down and I try to dodge these headlights, but they try to dodge, and those headlights and I dodge the same direction, and we smack right into each other head on. I hit my driver's wheel. The airbag pops out, hits me in the face. I am dazed and confused. I have dropped the phone. The phone has fallen and I don't see it. I see nothing but lights and smoke and yellow, and my chest feels like somebody punched me so hard, and I'm in pain. I feel pain instantly. I look down and I remember groaning like and I look down, and my first instinct is to try to get out of the car. So I reach over to grab my seatbelt. It won't open. My seatbelt won't open. I reach over to see if the door will open. It won't open. And at the top of my driver's side window, the door had been smashed to where it was like a V. Like there was a V area in the window to outside. I do not know how this happened, but I climbed out of the seatbelt. I climbed through the top of my car window. I promise you this space was no bigger than this. I climbed through it, over it, and out of the car. My biggest fear was the car was going to catch on fire and I was going to burn alive. I mean, I was petrified of that. I somehow climbed out of this car. That had to be the grace of God, because seatbelt wouldn't unlatch, the door wouldn't open, and I don't even remember trying to get out of the passenger seat door. I just don't remember what was the reason why I didn't try. I feel like I don't know. I just remember climbing out of the driver's seat, top window area. I climb out. Once my feet hit the ground, I feel on both legs the most intense pain I've ever felt. I mean, it just shot up my body. And I had on these knee-high boots. I walked to the curb because I wasn't fully on the highway yet. I was still on the exit going onto the highway. I walked over to the curb and I just sat down, and I immediately started praying in tongues. Tongues is, if you're a Christian, look it up. It may tell you what tongues is, but it's like a spiritual prayer that you and your Father in heaven hear. Only your spirit and your Father are communicating. And I start praying in tongues, and I hear an audible voice, literally like over here. I hear it tell me to shut up. Okay, now I was praying because I was terrified that the person I hit was dead. I couldn't get back up and walk over to them because my legs no longer seemed to work. I was afraid that I had injured someone. As far as I saw, my life was over. So I was praying in tongues and I heard shut up, and in my mind, because I was praying in tongues, I thought that God was talking to me. Now this is what happens when you are half living for the Lord and half living in the world. You become confused as to when the Father is speaking to you. The Bible says that my sheep know my voice, and a voice of a stranger they will not follow. Because I was living two lives, I couldn't discern which one was my Father, which one was Satan. Now granted, I should have guessed that God would never tell me to shut up, and the actions that followed right after I was told to shut up is what lets me know that this wasn't the Lord. So I'm praying in tongues. This voice tells me to shut up, and I immediately say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I start praising the Lord. I still think that these things saved my life, and I'll tell you why. So the devil was telling me to shut up. I'm thinking the devil is the Lord. I say, thank you, Jesus. I'm giving God praise after I've already prayed. The moment I stop praying, my lung collapses. It's like somebody hit me in the chest and all of my air got taken out. I went from being able to breathe to not being able to breathe. And I was breathing, it felt like if you were in a 14-foot deep pool and you were at the bottom of the pool and you had a straw reaching all the way up to the air, and they only gave you this straw and they put it in one of your nostrils, and you have one nostril to breathe air from the top of this pool. That's it. All that that's what it felt like. So I lose my air, and now I'm breathing like this. The ambulance shows up. They put me in the ambulance. They strap me down. 2 police officers show up and they say, ma'am, have you been drinking? I was always taught, never lie to authority, never lie, period. You made a mistake, admit that you made a mistake. Do not lie. I see these police officers and I say, yes, I've been smoking weed and I've been drinking and I have a fake ID in my wallet and I just want to go home. Yes, I spilled my guts. I told them everything. I told them what I did and the things that they didn't even ask me that I did. I just put it out. Everything that I was doing that was breaking the law, I told them. They walked away. Then they came back again and they said, ma'am, I'm going to ask you, have you been drinking? And I said again, yes, I've been drinking and I smoked weed and I have a fake ID in my wallet and I just want to go home. They walked off again. They came back a third time. They asked me, ma'am, I'm going to ask you one last time. Have you been drinking? Yes, I've been drinking and I smoked weed and I have a fake ID in my wallet and I just want to go home. ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, the truth will truly set you free. Because what has happened since this is nothing but the Lord's mercy. So they take me to the hospital. The first hospital fails to recognize my injuries. I had 3 broken ribs, which made my lung collapse. I had 2 broken legs. I had 1 foot broken in 3 places, 1 ankle broken. I told the doctor this when I pulled up. He said, "We'll see." He never diagnosed me with such. I think it was honestly because I didn't have insurance. He just sent me home with 2 boots and he sent me home. I could have died. The next day, my mother came and picked me up the next day, and she said to me, quote, she walked in the hospital and she was joking. We tend to joke when we're in terror sometimes. She said, "You'll do anything to get some attention." And I laughed and she laughed, but it wasn't funny because I was laying there naked on the table. They had cut everything off of me. She took me home. The next day, I'm sitting in a wheelchair and I am crying. And you couldn't even hear my tears because I had not enough oxygen to make a sound. When my mother realized that you could not hear me cry, and I was crying, fully crying, you couldn't hear me, she took me back to the hospital. They admitted me immediately. They took an x-ray, realized that my left, scars on this side, so my left lung had collapsed, and I was only breathing at 50% capacity. They then took me to the back, held me down. I had 2 male nurses on the side of me, somebody else on my foot. They held me down. They told me they couldn't put me to sleep for this particular thing. I had a hemothorax, and I think that's what it's called. And they were going to put a chest tube in. They held me down, they cut me open, they shoved this tube in my lungs while I was lucid. I screamed. I remember my body lifting itself off the table. I was completely and utterly in pain. Shut the door, Mariah. Okay. Thank you. He's telling me he needs a towel in 2 minutes. So they take me up to the hospital room. I end up, my camera just shut off all random. I don't know. My job sent money. My bosses came. My job was secured. Just the mercy of the Lord was undescribable. Then I get home from this hospital. Okay. Sorry, rewind. They can't figure out why my lung isn't healing. I've been in there for 2 weeks, going on the 3rd week. They took me down for x-rays twice a day to try to figure out what was happening, why it wasn't healing. The last time they took me down, I was sitting in the x-ray hallway and I was crying. And of course you couldn't hear me because there wasn't enough air. And I literally felt as though I was dying. I felt, this is it. This is it. I'm dying. They can't fix me. The doctors themselves can't figure it out. And this little old white lady, her husband was down in the same hallway getting an x-ray, and she walks over to me. And she sees me crying, and she puts her hands on me and she prays for me and says, "Honey, it's going to be okay." And I remember feeling some hope because I was feeling completely hopeless. And they do the x-ray, they take me back to the room. Later on, the doctor walks in and says he believes that because I had dramatically lost so much weight that the hole wasn't closing up when they would take the tube out. So it wasn't holding the air that I was breathing in. It was just coming back out of the tube. It was exiting. So they were going to take me into surgery and sew up the hole. They took me to surgery immediately. They sewed up the hole. I remember when they woke me up, I took my first deep breath in 2.5 weeks. And I remember saying, I can breathe, and being so grateful that I could breathe. Just elated that my body could obtain and process oxygen, the amount of oxygen that I needed to feel alive. And I get to go home the next day. As I get home, I get a ticket in the mail. And it's from the police department, and it's for $187. I'll never forget this. Now, I was drunk driving in Texas, of all the places to drunk drive, in the don't mess with Texas state. I only get a ticket for $187. That's it. The person that I hit did not press charges. I broke that person's arm. They did not press charges. I totaled their vehicle. They did not press charges. God is so good. My life could have been over. I could have gone to jail. And instead, I get a ticket for $187. And it just so happened I had made $200 that night at that Halloween night. So I had the cash. And my wallet was all in the car when they towed it and everything. I sent my mother to go and find it. The people at the towing company had already stolen part of my objects in the car, but they could not find my wallet. They couldn't find it because it was the same place my phone was. It had got knocked underneath the seat. They could not find it. Only my mother found it. That's how good God is, y'all. And it was impossible that I would receive a ticket instead of a DUI for what I had done. That is nothing but the grace of God, and I attribute that type of mercy to praying in tongues and telling the truth. It will literally set you free. The truth will. I'll get back to him. That's my brother. So I said all that to say, I almost died on Halloween, and I legit did. The doctors did not know why my body wasn't healing. I was deteriorating at a rapid speed. Guys, so if you didn't notice, I'm wearing a different shirt. There's bedding on my bed. The sweat is still real, but it is a different day. Yesterday when I was filming this video, my camera decided that it was, too hot and that it needed hours to cool down. And as I was saying that, my memory card went full. So y'all, this video is a labor of love. You can never say I don't love you because I am literally fighting to make this video. Alright, so the moral of the story was, don't drink and drive. If you're Christian, you probably shouldn't celebrate Halloween. I mean, that's just my opinion. It didn't work for me. But how did I tell you guys that I don't think I finished the story. I was in the hospital. They finally fixed my lung. My bosses came and brought me money. I think I did because it was around Christmas time. I still had my job. I ended up getting a brand new car. But the biggest miracle was that I wasn't dead and that car accident didn't ruin my life or me ruin someone else's life. So, stupidest thing I ever did, and I'm so grateful that God was merciful to give me a second chance at life, and that the individual that I hit gave me a second chance at life as well, because I could very easily have had a record. So I want to talk to you about this hair I have on right now. I'm wearing a fully lace front wig. It's my first full lace front. I usually only did closures. And I'm going to pull up the information about it right now. I had this stuff earlier, but then the video thing didn't work, and so life went on. Guys, I just ordered the iPhone 7. I love my little iPhone 6s. Love this phone. I have not tired of this phone. Alright. So I believe that this is Brazilian virgin straight hair. It's got some waves in it, so it's not bone straight. And it's a AliExpress brand hair. But I'm gonna put all of the details for this hair in the description box, and other bundles and specials that they have going on. So when I first made this wig, this is the second time I've made this wig actually, and this is my daughter. Look at this, is my life, y'all. First time I made it, the lace ripped, which I think is more my fault than the product's fault, because when I remade it, it didn't rip. I think I just made it wrong the first time. And the individual that I was working with was so gracious, best customer service, because they had been waiting for me to finish this wig forever because of everything that's been going on. So first time I made it was a fail. I had to take it apart. That's why I never recommend to glue these wigs together, because what if you make a mistake? You've ruined like 3 bundles. You can't do anything with them. So took it apart, re-sewed them to a new cap, and came up with this loveliness. Now I don't really know how to slay a full lace frontal yet. I'm still learning, but I really like it. It's very different. I feel like it gives me the soccer mom vibe for me. But it's really easy to curl and style, and I just love it. So I'm gonna put, like I said, the information for this hair down the bottom of the description box. I will say it has shed a little bit, but to be honest, I don't know any of my wigs that when I didn't first make them and was cutting the hair, and I don't know any of them that didn't shed quite a bit at first. So I will say I had 4 bundles. I only ended up using 3, but if you want a more full look for this hair, I would say use all 4. Just kind of like double the track, and so it'll give it more of a full look. So I may be tweaking this piece. I'm gonna call her Boom Quee Quee. I may be tweaking it in the future to look different ways, but this is what she looks like right now. And this is gonna definitely help me grow my natural hair out without, you know, doing anything to it. Just letting it grow. Just having wigs and being able to kind of switch up my style and not just wear a fro all the time. This will definitely help out with that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry if it seemed all kind of like bunched together and not quite what's the word? Fluid? There we go. But I am doing my best. If you saw my house right now, you would know that this was just not easy. So the next time I'll be filming is hopefully once I move into my new place, which I'm doing today, and I get things a little more settled down. I will actually have a filming space, so that's amazing. And I can't wait to get back to business, get back to things. I missed y'all. I missed you. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.